One night that we live tonight. Let's ride till we're out of sight. So far, so they never fade down our halo. Oh, let it go. Oh, let it go. One moon to inspire these lines. One love to ignite our hearts. One song we'll be singing out loud. Oh, there's no stairway.
With a good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Those Two Nerds podcast. First episode back of the new year of the podcast, I guess. I mean, obviously not the new year, because it's not January. Believe me, a lot of people wish they were out of 2020, but
Yeah.
you're not.
I think we're done.
So, welcome everybody. Episode 53 of the podcast. Pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. It's a definite indifferent feeling about getting past the year mark and now figuring out what's next.
So 1 year. I mean, this is episode 53. This is the 53rd week we've been on the air consecutively in the midst of corona and looting and riots and major political things, natural disasters. Aside from Satan coming up from the bounds of hell himself, we've been on the air, trying to stay positive about things. And
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, I feel like we've done a good job. I know it's been tough, guys, and I'm glad that you guys are still kind of sticking in there and making sure that you guys still live your everyday life. And if you're not and you're struggling with stuff, make sure you talk to somebody. But other than that, we're going to jump straight into it. Today's episode's kind of going to be, I would say, a little different than most, just because we don't have that many topics. Because I feel like we kind of discussed and we were like, well, we're going to obviously talk about the 24-hour live stream. Was it a bust or was it success? Find out soon.
and if you don't know the answer to that question already, then that means you didn't watch any of it.
Yeah.
And shame on you.
And we had plenty of time for you to watch.
We had plenty of time for you to watch the show.
But thank you guys for all tuning in right now. So we'll kind of jump straight into it. I was kind of worried about that. It is on. Break my iPad. There we go. Holy crap.
I don't know who that is, but how do I ban this person? Because they are banned.
That is hilarious. I kind of want to read it. You can just block it.
I mean, I can go.
That was a paragraph.
Dude, all right, so, whoa, my thing just disconnected. Anyway, I just got this spam message from Facebook talking about how this guy is going to cure his herpes. And you know what? I'm not making light of herpes. Herpes is terrible. And that's great. But don't come into my channel advertising for your dumb shit.
Unless
This is not a show about herpes and STDs.
Unless we're talking sponsorships.
Because
if you have the cure, we want some money.
that guy just got the block. I don't even know if I still have the message up. Probably, I can probably find it.
I mean, yeah, that's funny though. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a first for me.
Yeah,
That's never happened.
We never get it on Facebook of all places. But
yeah, here it is, right here. It says good day. I mean, dude, it's like a paragraph.
We got to email the doctor. I don't think I'd email a doctor saying, "Hey
Nope.
guys, I got the herpes."
Or
Or WhatsApp. Yeah, that sounds like. Is this like the Nigerian prince that only needs $100 and they're going to turn it into $1 million?
I mean, maybe.
All right,
I think I already blocked them though, so
that's funny. But besides the point,
they're done.
You may see another account pop in here. But 24-hour live stream. So many of you guys know for our 1 year, we were up on the fence about all the stuff we wanted to do, and it was interesting how we came to terms with like, hey, we're going to do a 24-hour D&D live stream, which.
You having issues with your internet there?
No, it's just on auto, so it doesn't take as much.
Oh,
I don't use. Just don't worry about it. You look at your own iPad. I'm talking here. I'm talking
outside
here.
of that guy who showed you his junk. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't quite that bad. But I don't think he had herpes.
Yeah, but with the 24-hour, we decided to do D&D, start a whole brand new campaign, roll characters, and get right into it. I know a lot of people tuned in, a lot of people were rooting for us, but in the end, we all failed.
No.
We all failed.
I know it was a collective team effort, but
Yeah.
I still had myself and Aiding Friendly.
Yep.
That was still willing to go on.
Yeah.
But
it was getting bad.
But yeah, I mean, the first 12 hours of that was some of the finest D&D I've ever played. It was entertaining. Everyone was on focus. I feel like everyone was inputting, throwing ideas around. They were trying things, experimenting. Combats were going pretty quick. I don't feel like anything lagged. Anyone did. Everyone knew whose turn it was when it was their turn. And yeah, I mean, that first 12 hours was magic. I mean, it was
it was
everything you could want from a game.
Yeah, it was definitely the ideal setting. I mean, I know I'm very much newer to D&D. I mean, I know I've played it for a while now. I would say this is probably almost like my 1 year mark of playing D&D consistently on a consistent basis. And I know with you, I mean, you've DM'd, you've been the player, you've done it all.
I've been playing. I wouldn't say consistent, but probably since second edition.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, like I said, we definitely have the experience there, and it was interesting, and for sure. I mean, we had our ups, we had our downs, we had our giggles where we're just literally sitting there and they're trying to talk, and I mean, we're laughing about something because we found something.
I have no idea what you guys were laughing about
Yeah.
half the time. I look over and he looks like he's about to wet himself. And how do you say his what's your name? Tadakumaswa.
No, it's Tadasu,
Tadasu.
Utari.
Tadasu. Yeah, Tadasu looked like he was about to wet himself.
Oh, it was.
And they're both chuckling and they're both giggling. And me and Aiding Friendly were sitting there like, what is so funny?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
We want to be on the joke. We like jokes. Let us know about the joke. And then they never would tell us the joke.
Yeah, so the context to the joke, I'll tell you now. He was opening up a soda can. And we were sitting there and, like, Tadasu Utari, he's definitely very funny to watch. I'm trying to convince him to stream more.
He should.
But he just has this way of, basically, Gabriel Iglesias. He is Gabriel Iglesias with, like, the voices and everything like that. And as he's opening up this can, he goes in this like really girly voice saying, "Yes, Daddy," as he opens up a Mountain Dew can. And I hear it and I'm just like, I'm laughing so hard. And then he's making all these like, basically, he looked like he was about to have sex with the Mountain Dew can. And I mean, don't get me wrong, as a gamer, I love Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew is my homeland. But I've never gotten to the point where I want to have sexual intercourse with it. But this man felt like I needed to get him a separate room for this. But it was so funny, and I mean, we had that probably 1 or 2 times.
At least, yeah, I'd say at least that many.
But going through the whole house, basically, what was really funny about it is he did not expect me to play the character how I intended on role playing it, where I was basically an idiot. Like I was dumb.
Yeah, but I feel like it was kind of killing you after a minute because like you had ideas and you were like, wait a minute, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, that's why I had to come up with David the Goliath, the smart version. Yeah, but he wouldn't read me a story. He wasn't role playing along, and I was getting upset. So.
He was not having it.
So I had to drop
at all.
I had to drop the character. I was upset, but it was really fun. I mean, it was a very interesting campaign. I recommend to anybody to not try to do a 24-hour D&D stream. I do not recommend it.
I do.
It's hard.
I recommend it
Actually,
for a couple of reasons.
Okay.
One,
Oh god.
If you're actually prepared for it, I feel like you could do it easy because the first 12 hours was a cakewalk. I felt like it was fine. We took breaks like we were supposed to.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was awesome. It was great. There was no issues with it. The problem is that you had been awake since 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
We didn't even start streaming until 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And that means you've already been up for almost 12 hours at that point.
I was almost up for 24 hours.
No, I'm at 8 p.m. You'd already been up
Oh,
for
yeah.
12.
Yeah.
And I mean, I myself, I felt a little bit
Same-
better than you.
Same boat, yeah.
But I got up a couple hours later than you.
Mhm.
And then Tadasusa, he got up. It's not that hard. Tadasu, he got up at like, I don't know. He only had like 3 hours of sleep the night before.
So he went to bed the night before. So he got up 9:30 and then stayed up all the rest of the night. Whatever. Drove 2 hours to get here. So the original start time was around we were shooting for about 4 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock. That didn't happen. We were
It just did. I mean, it didn't happen. It wouldn't have mattered much anyway because you still would have already been up for 7 or 8 hours.
But I think we both agreed that if we would have probably started at the 11 o'clock timer, it wouldn't have been a problem. Because if we would have went the extra, we'll say we went the whole time, I'm cooking over 36 hours, 37 hours of no sleep. You would be in almost the same boat. It would have just been bad. It would have got ugly quick. And you could kind of see that because if you kind of watch the last like 2 hours or so,
The last 3 hours of our 15-hour stream
it's just like
was garbage. It was terrible. The only one paying attention was Aiding Friendly. These two are kind of paying attention occasionally.
oh, the last hour I was just like,
And I mean, it was bad. But I mean, 12 hours, and we even said that when we went into it, we were like, if we make it 12 hours and I feel like it's entertaining, we're going to feel like that's a win. But in hindsight, would I do it again? Yes, but I would be more prepared to do it.
for sure.
I would plan my entire thing around doing that certain thing. So, me personally, I would probably get up around 5 or 6 in the morning. I would have a breakfast. I would get a shower. I'd do whatever for an hour or so. Then I would be on the stream at 7. I'd already have everything set up, ready to hit record and just go.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I totally agree with the fact that if we would have started a little earlier, it just felt like during the setup process, I mean, I was over here at 1, so we were here way before we needed to do anything. And it took us almost 2 hours to decide what
We didn't even know where we were going to do it and how we were going to do it.
yeah, and then as we're setting up, we're
Because this studio down here is not
ideal.
good
Not
for that.
it's good for 2 people. It's good once you hit the 4-person mark. There's just no good double angles that you can use. Get the camera back far enough to where it can even pick us all up if we're using one. It was tough.
Yeah, it says, I'm glad you guys did what you did. I think if you plan better, y'all could do it. I think so too. You can't already have been spent 10, 11 hours of your day and then try to stay up for 24 hours doing something else.
Yeah.
I think that if you focus on it more, because even you said like the first 12 hours is fine.
No, I mean I cruised through it. I mean the first 12 hours, and once that first 12 hours hit in,
But that was 24 hours for you at that point. That's when you started going downhill.
24 hours. I was already there. Like we made it. Like I'm done. I quit.
And I feel like I feel like we definitely could have did it had we planned a little better.
Yeah.
Now, would I want to do a 24-hour D&D stream again?
Oh heck yeah, I would.
The only way that I would want to do it, honestly, is if I had more people. I'd want 2 more players minimum. I think it would be more fun. You get more interaction. You get more different types of personalities going. I think that it would be better.
I agree.
I mean, imagine. All right, no lie, because we play on Thursdays, right?
Mhm.
Imagine getting you. Imagine getting Aiden. Imagine getting Noah, and imagine getting like Bill, or imagine getting like your brother.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think in all honesty, I think what would be really, really fun. I think our Thursday night group would be a really good group. I mean,
I think they could do it.
I think aside from maybe Danny, just because his hours are insane.
And Bill. I mean, Bill's works a lot too.
But if you throw Bill in there, our D&D group could do it
Easy.
because I know Clay, I know Brandon, and all of them, and I mean we have a good group to where we have people that are decision makers, and stuff like that. Like it comes down to we just have a solid group, solid, well-rounded group. We have people that are not willing to take risk, but like if we're like, hey, we're going in, we're going all in. Like everybody's like, all right, cool, we're going for it. And we're like, hey,
No one really bitches about it either.
No.
The only time I feel like I was even the slightest bit upset is when you and your brother went off opposite directions in the very first game I was playing. He got completely just destroyed, and then you opened up a door and got destroyed, and then we died. Like that was terrible. I mean, we ended up winning that encounter, but you were dead for an entire night. He was dead for pretty much an entire night.
Oh, I was dead. Yeah.
But ever after that game, you guys adjusted your strategy a little bit. We started working more cohesive as a unit. We haven't had total party wipes.
No.
We've come close.
like I said last week, I'm sad we didn't stream it. I almost streamed it, but
Last week's game was, well, actually, I think the last 2 weeks we've played have been pretty great.
badass for
Pretty
sure.
great.
Because I mean, just kind of a quick recap from last week. We basically fought about 20 guys and a giant werewolf.
It was ridiculous. I was like,
All at the same time as a 6 group party. And it was awesome. Like I said, it had your action.
the party, I feel, is really balanced, though.
Yeah, I mean, we have plenty of heals to keep our team alive. I mean, even I have a heal.
I have heals.
We have plenty of damage, just pure raw damage. Like with
You got your assassin rogue,
you got
your barbarian,
and then you have me.
and then you got the ranger who's able to knock out multiple targets.
Yeah, I mean, we just
great.
we have max damage.
You got a really great utility in Abel's character with the paladin, so he can do a little bit of everything. He's got some buffs. He can do damage when he actually hits.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, I think
he's great. A little bit of healing.
I think our group's really well rounded.
Solid.
I think that we could actually get a good, decent campaign going. I mean, technically, we're still doing a campaign, which we're going to be streaming those on Thursdays again. Because they're fun. I mean, we're really enjoying it. But I think with the whole 24-hour side of it, getting back to the main point, I would love to do another D&D 24 hours.
I'd do it, but better prepared.
Better prepared, for sure.
Even if it was just a stream of doing it, and me and you were on webcams or whatever, I'd play 100%. I'd do it.
See, I think that's hard. I think it's hard when you do a 24-hour stream with people not in the same area.
Well, it's hard for you because you stream so close to your bed, and you have this bad habit of like going over with your headphones, and you'll sit on your bed and then you're asleep. Like the one time that you passed out pretty much the entire D&D session.
No, that was because
you were tired.
No, that's because I brought my laptop and laid in bed up the whole time. So that was a bad idea. Don't do that, guys. Bad idea. But
I do it in person. I feel like
in person
is way more fun anyway.
Mhm.
But the game on Thursday that we're playing, like, I get frustrated because in my head I picked a character that cannot speak. This would be really cool in person. It's less cool on the internet because I can't make hand gestures. I can't flip them off. I can't do anything. They can't see me getting frustrated. So I have to try and describe everything. So if you're ever going to play D&D and you're going to play Kinku, don't do it on Roll20. Don't do it over the internet. It's very frustrating. Unless you're the type of person who doesn't want to talk a lot. I have a lot to say.
Oh yeah.
And now I don't get to. So it makes
Isn't
me
that
sad.
awesome? Yeah, no, like I said, I think our group's really well. But with a 24-hour stream, it is very tough. Being prepared, I can say, is the best thing you can do, especially if you're only going to be doing one thing.
Mhm.
We did well. I'm not mad about how we did. And like I said, it just felt like during the setup process, it was like, all right, I really like this, but let's do this thing. Let's do this thing.
I want to do another one. I really do, but I want to be better prepared.
I mean, they're not bad. I mean, some people just can naturally do them a lot, where it doesn't bother them, and that's what you have to do.
We had people though. We had a couple of our friends that were willing to come from their side of town to drive here to fill in for you and Tadasu. Like they were willing to do that. I'm like, that would have been kind of not the point of the game, but I thought that was cool that they were willing to do that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, we had supporters, and that was probably our best stream ever. Sitting here together, not individually, just overall for those two nerds itself. I mean, we had a 5 a.m. point, and you were telling me just before we braked at 4. Oh, we're not going to get anybody during this time.
Yeah.
And
we came back. There was 12 people.
We had 12 people watching. We had 4 or 5 just new people chatting with us that play D&D. I don't know how much.
But we had several people that we've never even talked. They were like, "Hey, good luck. I hope you guys make it." Or this is really neat.
It was
never seen anyone try to do this.
It was insane.
It was very cool, which is kind of why I kind of want to do another one, because I personally have never seen anyone, and maybe they have. I'm not saying we're like the first, but I've never seen anyone try to do a live in-person 24-hour stream of D&D ever. Never seen it.
I think
we hit, I think 14 was the highest we hit. We maintained between 6 and 12
even
all
on
night.
Even on our 20-minute breaks, everybody stayed watching. Even if people went to bed, they kept the tab open. always for us. They were always supporting us, and they'd periodically come in and be like, "Hey, keep going."
Yeah.
We had big shout outs to people with donuts. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate that.
You know who you are.
But yeah, Janet popped in and said, "Yeah, you guys are really funny to listen to while you guys were playing. You guys were picking on each other. He's not a nerd because he doesn't have dice. We were going to take his nerd card away. That was on Thursday when we were playing.
When I called him when I told him he's a fat nerd, and then he told me he didn't have dice, and I said, "Well, now you're just fat."
Now you're just fat. So, but it, I don't want to turn our stuff into just D&D, but I'll tell you, it's one of the only things I think that we both consistently enjoy. We always have a good time playing it, and I feel like as long as we have a group who's willing to sit down and actually play, then we'll play.
Yeah, I just wish I had more role players. I think that's one thing I wish I had.
If you
more.
want more role
It's
playing,
not the Matt Mercer effect, I promise you. It's just like people just playing a character and like trying to stick to. I know it's hard to
It
stay
is.
in character, but like, and I'm not even talking voice acting. That doesn't bother me. Like if you don't want to voice act, but like if your character, if you wanted to perceive him as this, I'm to myself person, or I'm just a dumbass, or I'm really smart, and I try to be a know-it-all, then play that throughout the game. I feel like a lot of times you have these points where it just kind of gets bland, where it's just kind of like, I swing, I do this, I swing. No, like give me some flair. Sound like a fucking idiot. I don't care.
I like so the group that we play with on Thursdays, there are a couple of decent role players. Wang does a pretty good job. Dorinos does a pretty good job. He's very like even keel and even tone though, but he knows the rules very, very well.
Oh yeah.
He knows a lot about the game.
Yeah.
He's kind of one of those min max guys. He wants the kill count, whatever. He's playing a damage class. I don't care. I want him to kill shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but he's really cool about it. He's never like, your class is stupid. You're worthless. I don't know why we bring you. He finds the use in everyone.
Yeah.
Which is great. He's a nice guy, and he's there every week. He's consistent. But when it comes to your brother, who hasn't been there in a couple weeks, he's a weird role player because he tries, but then he kind of forgets how he's role playing, and then he changes the way his character is halfway through the story.
But what's so nice about us is we do have a lot of people. We have 6 people in our game, and we may be adding a 7th this week just for temporary. He just wants to try out the game. He's never done it before, and I told him this is like the perfect time. Just come join our game. We don't have a set campaign going right now. It's just kind of made up on the fly. Well, not really. It's prepared.
I don't know where he got the content. I don't know if it's a completely made up scenario or if he's just kind of winging it.
So he reads a ton. Like he loves D&D. This guy is passionate about D&D, and he may be stealing stuff from his actual other campaign.
That's cool.
Plays on Saturdays. But like I said, I mean that werewolf that we fought, that was made up by him.
And it was custom because it breathed ice.
Yeah, it was like
most werewolves don't do that.
It was a custom made guy, which was cool. And like I said, with our group and how we play and how we role play, we have so many people that if people are missing, it's awesome because one, we can still run. We still run and we'll still have 4 people. I mean, the chances of us missing 2, 3 people are slim and none.
I think that what's really awesome is at this point, other than Dorinost, I feel that we've played with each other so many times now that we pretty much, if someone's not there, we kind of know what they would probably do.
Oh yeah, and
maybe not personality wise, but as far as their tactical decisions.
Well, we had Gabe this week.
Yeah.
He filled in and actually played, which was totally out of the blue. He
was a way better barbarian than the actual barbarian we had.
Well, he mentioned he was like, hey, I would like to play with you guys if you had a spot, and we told him we're like, we really don't, to be honest, not for a full-time spot now. But we have a guy missing this week, so if you want to jump in, go ahead and play their character. That way you don't have to roll nothing. And it was awesome. Like I said, he played him very, very similar to how Danny would just rush in and just hopefully beat face. And he got punished. Well, he didn't get punished for it at all. And neither did I. I didn't get punished hardly at all. And I think it made our DM mad that I wasn't getting punished for the stupid mechanics I was doing. So he decided to come up and kill me with the big bad werewolf. Dodge everybody else and just come up and kill me.
Let's see. Flip the Table TV says, do one on the MTG setup again, and I'll bust out the Bard again. I'm gonna like level with you, and everyone else that was playing the Ravnica story I was doing. I fucked up. I don't know what I was doing with that story, and I kind of want to pretend that it didn't happen. We had a lot of fun. But when we ended, I have no idea how to move the story any further, and I don't really want to try and take it back. So I'm just gonna like wipe it out of existence. But you still have the characters, so
Yeah.
I'd like to do one again. I kind of have this idea for a story anyway, basing it in Theros and Ravnica, involving planeswalking without you guys actually being planeswalkers because that's kind of weird. Um, but I kind of want to tie the two stories together. But it would be something that I'm creating on my own. It wouldn't be a published campaign or anything. And I think that it would be cool because the two settings are so vastly different.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, but I, play the bard. He has this little goblin bard,
Yeah.
and or maybe it was a tiefling bard. I don't remember, but it was like a weird character to be a bard.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw this. Actually, this was commented on by Matt Mercer because we're talking so much about D&D. A little girl, I believe it was 9 years old. She's had cancer. She was diagnosed with cancer when she was 6 years old,
Leukemia.
leukemia, and or something like that. And she wrote a whole D&D campaign. And D not oh my, I always want to say D&D Beyond. Um, rolled Critical Role. They're going to actually play the campaign that she wrote. It's published and everything.
Yeah, they did like a Kickstarter I saw, and they only published like a couple hundred copies of the book in hardback,
Yeah.
but they said they'll be available on PDF and stuff if you want to buy them.
Yeah, but
I think that's cool.
thought that was cool. And I mean, with the good news, right now everything is still in contract, but we may have landed a house.
And I also may have landed one, maybe. Mine feels less guaranteed than yours right now, but
Yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah, so right now we're in the final few stages of it. And the end goal of it is to get us out of here, whether it's your place or mine. And actually build out a nice little studio, something real nice to where we can do D&D adventures. There's gonna be a lot of upgrades coming soon, and I know we've been saying this, but it's starting to get more spoken to existence as far as that goes.
Yeah.
I know we're gonna be upgrading lighting, camera, and all that stuff to where we look way more prettier for you guys because I know how much you guys care about.
What I think has really been enjoyable about the D&D streams that we've been doing and the games that we've been playing is that not only are we getting people who like D&D and watching it, but we're getting people who've never played D&D who are watching it. I'm getting comments like, I didn't always understand everything that was going on, and one of the biggest critiques I got was they would have liked to have seen the maps.
Mhm.
I got that from a couple of people, which we could have. It just would have been difficult.
Yeah, it again, it was the poor setup portion of it. That was the main thing with it was the poor setup. We didn't really have a good way of maneuvering the maps to where from DM side to players without going flipping back and forth, and then we would see it because we had kind of a cheater. We're not going to name names. You know who you are.
Yeah, his
So
name.
we
His
know
name was Aiding Friendly.
um,
He's such a he. All right, I love that kid. Right, he actually joined our Saturday game that we play every couple of weeks. He played last night with us.
oh, he joined.
Yeah, he's in.
Nice.
So he's playing a warlock, and I'm telling you what, I had to tweak a couple things on his character sheet. He didn't have them. He's badass. He came in right off the bat, and he had completely different ideas than anyone else in the group would have ever tried to come up with.
So was it smoother? Was it a smoother night than normal?
I would say that, yeah, because he had ideas. I feel like he didn't think that anyone was going to think that he was dumb or bossy if he came like, hey, I got this idea, let's try this. Because he just doesn't have that type of personality anyway. So, and people were, and people thought, yeah, that sounds okay, cool. But I mean, some of his ideas, people were like, no. and he was cool. He was like, all right, I was just throwing out ideas. So I think he doesn't really quite understand exactly how his character plays because he's sort of a caster. He does spells, but if you do it right, he actually can play melee. So I have to talk to him about a couple things. But he had a blast. He did not want to stop playing. He wanted to keep playing. And for a guy that has not, he's missed out on all the previous stuff we've done. He came right in and was like, yeah, let's go fight these robot things. And he did. He died once.
He died?
No, he got unconscious.
Oh, okay.
And he could have died, but they only had one encounter. But he went right up to it. He's like, yeah, whatever. Let's go fight this thing. And I'm like, all right, I like that. And then, like as a DM, sometimes you try to steer people away from going to places that they shouldn't.
For sure.
He cast invisibility. He's like, I want to go on this boat. And I'm like, I don't really think you should do that. But he did it. Him and the other murder hobo in the group, because that's what they are. I found out that my group is not great at role playing, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. They have moments where they're brilliant, and then they have other moments where I don't know if they're feeling confident or. Again, I think that I have a whole group of people who don't want to seem bossy and rude, and that's fine. I'd rather have a group of people who don't want to come across like I'm in charge and you guys got to listen to me and all your ideas are stupid. But occasionally it would be really nice if someone just kind of says, "Hey guys, let's try this thing," or "Hey, let's go over here and do this thing," or instead of just asking, just going, "I do this, and I don't really give a shit what the rest of my group like." That's how you play.
That's fair.
That you go, "I'm going to do this thing, and I don't really care what the rest of my group thinks about it." And I feel that that makes more interesting dynamics and stuff when you're playing.
It throws the DM off too.
Sometimes it does,
Like
absolutely.
like I said, I mean, uh, even Brandon last week did not expect us to do that encounter.
No,
He-
he put it in there so that way we definitely would die.
and it was a deadly encounter for sure. He made it a deadly encounter, which was pretty funny. But like I said, it was awesome. It was awesome to run. We had a blast, and that's awesome that he got to play. I'm glad he joined on Saturdays, and I mean that's kind of what we're looking at. I mean, so right now I know in the near future I don't want to put a timeline on it because it definitely won't be something that's like, oh, by the end of this month we're going to be doing. I would love to have a live uh, D&D like group to play because it is so fun and how much enjoyment we had of just playing with live people. Um, like I said, I would love to get something like that going, but obviously we need the setup first. There's a lot of moving parts in that.
I got another comment. It didn't actually come through the chat because they're not on the main video. They came through on the thing I linked. It's from my buddy Danny. He plays games with us all the time. There he goes. That's him right here. He goes. I mean, we all have seen how I play D&D. He is the type of guy that if he wants to do something, he does it.
And like I said, you need to have a person that's going to do that because there's a lot of people that are too scared. They're too scared of dying. They're too scared of, oh well, what if I do something wrong? It's D&D.
I actually really enjoy playing with Danny quite a bit. He adds a very different dynamic to the group because he's I mean, he really thinks outside of the box, but he also doesn't mind doing dumb things or trying dumb things.
Yeah.
And it makes me enjoy playing with him because I'll reward that. As a DM, I reward when people think outside the box and they figure out a way to do something that I didn't think of. So, but the one thing he doesn't do, he's not a role player. He's very brass tacks. This is how it is, and that's just what he does. And I appreciate that though because when he's playing games, it's down to business. Let's do it.
And like I said, and that's kind of what we're looking for.
He'd be the perfect Kinku because he doesn't have to. You don't have to talk to anybody.
But like I said, I mean, I know that we would want to get a live game going, and I think it's going to be fun. I mean, like I said, it's definitely something that we've talked about doing because it would be awesome. I mean, I know with COVID and shit right now, it's tough, and it might be something that we have to just postpone until that's kind of.
I agree. I still feel like you got to be at least a little bit responsible. I mean, like even this is a slight risk, but I mean, we're doing all the things that we're supposed to do. I don't really go anywhere. You don't really go anywhere.
I don't ever leave my house.
I go to work and that's it. You know, our work requires us to wear masks. I wash my hands 75 times a day and then I come here. I don't really go anywhere. So
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
mean, I
this is a
just
lot less risk.
Yeah.
So, and the same thing with Tadasu because he doesn't go anywhere either.
No, he stays
at home.
He stays at home. I mean, he just now got another job, so he's actually going to be working. So, like I said, there might be some restrictions there on far as like hanging out and stuff.
Janet comments and says, "You did last night." She's referring to rewarding you for thinking outside the box,
Okay.
and I do. But yeah, my group on Saturday is a team of murder hobos. They want to roll dice. They want to kill monsters. They want to loot bodies. Unfortunately, the story that I'm running them through is not that kind of story.
Yeah.
It requires a little bit more role playing.
Yeah.
You guys have murder hobo capabilities in your group, but you guys just enjoy the game.
Yeah. So with Danny's comment, the main reason why I never got into D&D is because most of the groups that I could have joined over the years were serious LARPers. And don't get me wrong, there is groups out there. There is definite groups out there. I know my own girlfriend's brother's group. They're a serious group. I think they're level like 12, 13.
Whoa, LARPers, live action role players.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. And they really get into their campaigns. They play by the rules.
And that's dope. Like,
Oh,
if that's
it's
what you
insane.
play, that is great. I don't play that way. I do encourage role playing, and if you want to talk in character and be your character at the table for your character's actions and stuff, cool. But if also that's not really your bag, but you still like to play games and you like to play tactical type games
Mhm.
and make decisions in a team, that's also cool with me.
Yeah.
So
You can't make everybody role play because some of your best players aren't role players.
they're not, and they're going to do the most memorable things. I mean, case in point, in the Magic game that we're talking about, a SETI Chomper came in and like she's trying to basically get this goblin distracted, so she's trying to seduce him in a weird way. So I was like, I need to know exactly how you're trying to do this, because like, and I could tell that she was having a hard time figuring this out, but I still pushed her. I was like, "You got to convince me. How are you doing this?" And then finally, I mean, we had some laughs that night. It was a good night.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
So
like I said, it's tough, and I mean, I know with those two nerds and stuff like that, like D&D isn't our main creation, but I will say it gets our most creative people,
Yeah.
creative minded people.
yeah,
And I know we both individually, you know, we're very sporadic as far as streaming goes.
speaking of aiding friendly, so we were running Curse of Strahd on Saturday on the 24-hour stream. Who went out and bought the book on Amazon so that they could read the campaign book, but aiding friendly? Like it was killing him to not know what was going on. So he talked with mom and like they bought it on Amazon. So he has the Curse of Strahd book. I'm like, bro, if you really want something, I have all the books on D&D.
Hey, you can
Beyond.
read them.
You can read them in the free.
Yeah.
But I get it. He likes to hold the book. He likes to see the book, smell the book, touch the
Ain't nothing-
pages, and I get it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But back to the point, like we're both pretty sporadic with our individual side of
Mhm.
streaming.
Which we need to really stop. We need to like be better at that.
Yeah. Somebody yell at us. Just please yell at us. Well, maybe we'll be better. Maybe we need like the tough love. Like we won't watch you guys
Yeah,
anymore.
get on your streams, you little turds.
But like I said, I mean, with the individual side of things, with those two nerds, like we really have a lot of passion, I would say, for D&D, or just that kind of content in general, because
Mhm.
we like being able to interact with you guys. We like hearing what you guys have to say. That's what made the 24-hour stream so much fun was, damn, shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, we got lots of those comments.
I mean, or just like, oh, you know, think about it this way. Oh, this is creepy. Like hearing your guys' opinions on the story not only is going to help DM over here, but also the players, because they're like, all right, that's pretty cool. I mean,
I'm not Matt Mercer by any means. There is only one, and he's amazing.
Mhm.
But that's some of the best just dungeon mastering I've ever done.
Yeah.
I feel like I was able to react to you guys, get input from the audience, try to make the story overall creepy, and I feel like I succeeded most of the time.
yeah, I mean, but like I said, I mean, when it comes down to stuff like that, I mean, you can't make it up. Like, I mean, that's something that's, I would say, pretty pure, where, you know, you could have wrote that script 100 times and never got the same result.
Nope.
And it was cool. Like I said, I mean, and hearing from you guys, that's the main thing we enjoy so much. And it's just like when it comes from podcast side to D&D side to just really anything, we want to hear your comments. If you guys think something sucks, we want to know,
Yeah.
because it may be something that we're like, we've been on
that
the
we
fence,
think is really cool.
that we think's really cool, or like maybe we've been on the fence, like, man, maybe we don't do
We
this.
might also think that it sucks, but we think you guys like it.
Yeah. So we like to hear comments. I mean, if you're like, you guys suck at talking to each other and talking about your feelings, we're not going to start talking about our feelings, but we'll consider it. But it's
I mean,
been
I'll talk
fun.
about my feelings. I feel a lot of things. Which feelings would you like me to cover today? Tell me where the
I'll let
COVID
you-
touched you on the doll.
I'll
tell me.
let you handle that. But like I said, we've had a lot of fun, and I mean, the recap over the year, I would say, has just been,
we've learned a lot.
we've learned a lot about streaming ourselves, what works, what doesn't, what we find fun, what we find absolutely the worst thing in the world, and like I said, where we kind of want to go with it. We're still in idea formation right now. Hopefully get something more set in stone, I would say, by midweek, because we want to get content out to you guys. We want to grow the show, and I mean, we may have some surprises, as in like, we're not going to be on one day a week. We might be on more. We might be giving you guys more of something. So
Danny says that's always the tricky part. I know a lot of people do content they don't like just because their viewers do. We collectively have never done that. I would rather us come out here and like sit on top of this table and bust farts on it for an hour
I think
and have fun doing it
Yeah.
than be like, oh well, we have to do this thing because this is what everybody else wants.
Yeah. And
Like even on my individual streams, I don't play whatever everybody's like. This is the most popular game, and you have to play this. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna play Mario Kart today. You know, like that's what I want to play.
yeah, and what comes down to that, I mean, it does help playing the most popular thing sometimes. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you got to think the viewership. There's more viewership there, so you have more chances. But at the same time, it comes down to like if people don't. There's some people that will legitimately stream games they hate
Yep.
because they already have a viewership for it. So think about it this way: if I had 5,000 people watching me play a fucking game that I absolutely hated, but I was making money doing it, I didn't have to have a real job. I guarantee you'd play that game too.
Yeah.
There's
I mean, if you're making $20,000-$30,000 a month playing a game you hate,
Oh, thanks.
you do that until you don't really feel like you need to make any more money. You
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like you've banked enough or whatever, and you don't have to do it anymore.
And if you grow your audience big enough, I mean, believe me, I
It's
think
not always the game, right? I think
No.
it starts with the game. It starts with the content that you're creating. That's what gets people initially in your door because nobody knows who the fuck you are.
yeah.
No one knows who I am. But if they come in and they like your personality, they'll stick around.
Yeah, and I mean the biggest risk anybody can make as a streamer or any kind of content creator is switch your content. Go from being a CS:GO person that plays Counter Strike every day of their life, and that's where you made your streaming community, and then go say, today's the day I'm gonna go switch to World of Warcraft.
And today is the day that I'm going to go switch to Lego Worlds
You're gonna
because it's not Minecraft.
you're probably gonna have maybe it's easily gonna be under half your viewership. Half your viewership's getting cut. Now, don't get me wrong, you will still have a lot of the viewership. You'll still have a lot of fun with it. You're going to be playing what you want to play. So there's that happiness side of it. You're playing what you want to play. But then now you have to make another whole new community. I wouldn't say whole new, but a brand new community in a new game.
That's why we've always said sell the brand, not the game.
Yeah.
You sell the person, you sell the personality, then
It don't matter what
you
you
can
do.
do it. I mean, honestly, we know part of the reason why this show has not grown more over the last year, and it's not because we're not here every week.
No.
And it's not because I don't think that we're not entertaining. I feel like most of the time we're pretty entertaining. It's because we suck at social media.
Mm-hmm.
We suck at it a lot.
Yep.
Because I watched my one friend. I just met her and her dude. They stream like separate channels, and they post so much on social media.
Mhm.
So much. I have like 195 Instagram followers, and thank you very much for that. I'm feeling very, very, very confident about that. But I have like 4 Twitter followers. No one follows me on Twitter, and then my stuff is also on Facebook. But this person went from like no Instagram followers to 4,000 Instagram followers, and now she's starting to get a pretty good following on Twitch.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it goes.
Yeah, and Danny, to kind of answer your comment, that just goes to show they only want to watch you for one game. They don't really care about the content. To a certain degree, 100%. I would say your viewership is going to be made up of mainly people that just enjoy the same game as you. That's going to be most of your community. The other part of your community is like, I like this person for this person. I like. It didn't matter. This dude could be streaming Fart Simulator 2016, and I'm gonna watch it. So the people that watch you for the game, I totally understand. There's been times where even my most favorite streamers, so we'll just Tim Tatman, he's one of my all-time favorite. But when he plays Uno and stuff, I don't watch. I mean, it's fun.
Because you don't like Uno.
It's not that I don't like Uno. It's just like, okay, it's just Uno.
You hate fucking Uno, dude. It's not your game.
Like I said, I don't care. It doesn't pique my interest.
But if he was playing another game you
Yeah.
enjoyed,
Yeah.
you'd watch that.
Yeah, and I mean, just the other night, I've been kind of getting more into World of Warcraft, and like I used to watch PvP, because I think it's awesome. I think it's cool, even though it's just like beat face simulator until like one person runs out of mana, and that's hilarious to me. I watched 3 or 4 different streamers last night. Like I've never watched before. They're not popular. I just started watching them, and I was like, this is awesome. And that's the kind of That's the kind of stuff that I mean. Like, it's so hard to make it in streaming, but at the same time,
It is.
But at the same time, I'm also the person that believes if you just keep working, your day will come.
I also agree with that. And here's the other thing. If you just keep working, but you're not consistent at the work that you're doing, you're never going to make it.
Mhm.
Never.
Yeah, I mean, if we streamed on this podcast, we'll just use this podcast. If we just streamed whenever we wanted to, so like 4 o'clock, I mean, we always shoot for 4 o'clock. We may be 10 minutes late or so. But it's not like we stream 4 o'clock this week, and then next Sunday we're gonna go stream at 9 a.m. And then the next week after that we're gonna go stream at 9:30 p.m. Like, people know where to be at 4 o'clock. They're like, they're gonna be here.
Yeah. I mean, we
Hey,
get
don't
the, we
be
get the same group of people that consistently, I think, come almost every week. Like, I mean, viewership right now is a little low, honestly, but I mean, I'm not upset by it. I mean, we have the people that come and they show, and then they show up and they bring it, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, Danny's in today, and like, he doesn't make it up very often.
Yeah, and that's the thing to us. Like, we love having you guys as base fans, and I think this is the year that the revelation of the podcast stream, how we're gonna do it. Because believe me, we're not in it for the money.
Because we're not making, well, whatever Trudy keeps donating, we make that.
Yeah, but like I said, we're not in it for the money. Even in the long scheme
Yeah.
of things, we're not in it for the money. We are streaming right now because this is what we have passion for. This
We
is
enjoy it. We have fun.
This is something. I mean, you always hear the saying of you should love your job. This is what I would love to have as a job. If all I had to do was focus on this content and this, I don't have to go to work. I don't have to worry about anything else but this content. The difference you would see is amazing. I mean, there's people that get fired from their jobs, and then they're like, I have enough money saved up. Give me 6 months. Let me try to make something happen in 6 months. And when they dedicate all their time in learning and content creation, a lot of them start to see real growth in numbers.
Yeah, Danny's right though. He says it takes years for most people, and even then, sometimes it still won't happen. But as many people that stream nowadays, and pretty much, especially with quarantine,
Oh,
a lot more streamers now. It's hard just to stumble on a stream unless someone is really looking to watch the particular game you are streaming.
Yeah.
And that's 100% true.
Yeah.
He's not wrong in that. I think that even going to a new platform, you're still kind of hurting. Like when Mixer, that's why Mixer is not around anymore, because no one cared.
Yeah.
So it's not just about new platforms or new games, but I still think just do the thing that you're enjoying and having fun doing.
Mhm.
If that happens to be a game that's super popular, but you also have to remember that if you're playing a game that's super popular and another person is streaming it and they have 100,000 viewers,
And they host you.
no one is going to see your stream unless something like that happens, like you get hosted.
Like I said, there's been people.
You would get people that would pop into your streams and be like, hey, you didn't have a lot of people, so I came in to watch your stream.
My most successful time of streaming was when I played Fortnite.
Fortnite.
And what the main thing about it was I was doing something that nobody else was doing. It wasn't competitive. It was strictly random
Duos. You were just playing with anybody that was in the channel that wanted to play with you.
And it worked out awesome because like I grew a community because I got personal contact with them. It's not somebody that's randomly came to my stream. And no, I've actually physically got to talk to these people.
I think you could have the same kind of success with Warcraft and pairing up and grouping up with other people out in wherever land, only because you can now do dungeons and stuff with pretty much anybody.
Yeah, and
And it's kind of the same thing because most people that are on their stream, they're playing with their guild, they're playing with their friends, they're not
Most of-
playing with random people.
but most of them came up through the guild thing. So say you had a bigger guild. Hey guys, I'm streaming tonight. Can you just throw a tab on for me? And I'll put it to you this way, guys. You guys don't understand the power of a tab. I don't think you guys truly understand.
It helps.
Once you kind of cranked, I would say over the 15 viewer barrier on your channels, like you will notice significant growth because guess what? If I see somebody on the page, on the Twitch page, 15 viewers, 2 viewers, I'm gonna have to scroll hard as fuck to go find that 2 viewer guy. The 15 viewers, I didn't have to scroll very far. Here we go. Cool. This guy must be doing something. This dude has 15 people watching right now, which that's nothing compared to the top name.
Either he's got no pants on or he's playing and doing something.
He's doing something cool. Maybe he is interactive. Maybe he has just a good community. People feel welcome. People want to feel welcome. People want to feel needed. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like leaving tabs open for people, even if you're not chatting, you go out to the fucking supermarket.
Even if you're not even watching,
just leave it
turn
open.
it on and leave it open.
Because guess what? It helps that person. And that person is going to be more appreciative of it. And I've told people that a ton of times. when I was playing Fortnite, it wasn't about the followers to me. The followers just to enter giveaway. The the viewers mattered the most to me. I mean, I had 27, 28 viewers, and I was doing nothing special. I was just
I
hanging
know
out.
you talk about it all the time. You're like, I think I'm gonna sell out again and go
I
back to
should.
Fortnite.
I should.
And I'm like, you have fun playing, but it's not what you want to do. So
No, it's not.
you have to do what you want to do. We should just do videos on D&D. That's what we should just do. We'll get up here and this is how you play D&D, and we'll just do.
Roll dice.
We'll do tutorials on how to play, how to roll a character, how to whatever. You know.
And-
That's what we should do because that's what we like to do anyway.
Yeah. But like I
How
said,
to be a Pokemon master.
yeah. But we love hanging out with you guys, and it's been awesome. And like I said, I mean, we're gonna definitely talk and start to consider what we can do because
I mean, we have some ideas because we've done 52 episodes, 51 not counting the 24-hour stream. But if you do count that, so we remember the things that got us more watchers, more likes. By the way, like, share, follow, subscribe if you're not doing those things. And we're gonna try and do more of that.
yeah, kind of a cool stat. I'll pull it up if you want to keep talking.
No, that's no problem. You know, I can talk for days.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we've got some ideas of things that worked, things that we liked, but we also don't want to just turn this into we just play games.
Yeah.
Because we only go up to do this for like an hour, and then that really wouldn't be a podcast. That would be those two nerds play games, and we like games. Games are fun, and we like to do that occasionally. Like we played Castlevania, we've played multiplayer games, we've done a lot of stuff up here.
Mhm.
But the fact of the matter is that we like doing stuff together.
So, kind of the cool thing, our most successful thing ever
Ever.
was not even something that we talked. I mean, you talked, but it was an unboxing video. You were almost at 4K views on it.
Am I?
Yeah. I mean, you're about 70 off.
I got 7 dislikes though, so fuck those people that dislike my video.
But you got 51. Like, that's what I'm trying to say to you guys. Like, content creating, it's not all about playing games.
I haven't seen that.
You can be an unboxer. Yeah, this is your video. I mean, but like I said, you had comments on it. You've had people. This is the most successful video, I would say, by far. And even people with the 24-hour, they noticed that it was because I mean it's a 24-hour.
24-hour D&D stream. That's a cool thing.
I mean, we have 25 views on that, and I would say we don't really push to YouTube. YouTube is not our main platform. Not by any means.
Almost 4K on that video. I had no idea.
Yeah, so
I can't believe my feelings are a little bit hurt that I have 7 dislikes on my video because I worked really, really, really fucking hard on that.
but like I said, that kind of stuff to me is what you enjoy doing, and it comes down to make content because you enjoy it. Don't worry about the fame and fortune. That's not going to happen. Like, that will come over time. If you make it, I'm a firm believer, once you make it, you're there. As long as you be a genuine person, don't try to do anything stupid, you'll stay on top for a while. I mean, don't get me wrong, you still have to keep doing new stuff, but people will remember you. I mean, it's just like in today's terms of Tim the Tatman's, Courage, Ninja, anybody like that. I mean, I'm just throwing out people I personally watch. They could do anything they want, any kind of game, and that's it.
And yeah, I'm drinking half and half. That's motherfucking Arnold Palmer right there. You better recognize.
Yeah, they can do anything they want. They can switch to any game. They can do anything, and they're gonna be just fine. They'll never run out. They'll never be unpopular again.
Here's my thing. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. I fucking hate YouTube. There, I said it. Unpopular opinion time. Not the actual platform itself. I hate the community that's pretty much on YouTube because every fucking asshole in the world is on YouTube spouting their negativity. They're rude. I still think that the world overall is filled with good people, but God, are all the fucking pricks in the world on YouTube? Yes.
Oh,
most of them.
There's a lot of hateful comments. I mean, people that make funny content, like they're not even commenting on the video itself. They're just like, "Hey, guy, fuck you."
You know, it's like, hey, you have shitty eyebrows. Okay, like
I'm doing an unboxing video.
I'm trying to talk about something that has nothing to do with my eyebrows.
Yeah.
If I was making a fucking video about how to do your eyebrows properly and tweeze them, and you think my eyebrows look like shit, then your comment is valid. But if you're making fun of my appearance for something that I'm doing that has nothing to do with that, fuck you. So, yeah, I have to say so far we haven't gotten any negative comments on our YouTube stuff, but we've got dislikes. Now, we did, now on my personal YouTube page, which I never post to, which is about to change because Nick Displays Games on YouTube is coming back, we did get negative comments on the one video I posted of me and you playing For Honor.
Said we were same movers.
He said on the one video, he said that you are the who's the one guy that has won like several Super Bowls?
Tom Brady.
He said I was the Tom Brady of For Honor.
Yeah, because all I did was use the tackle ability.
Because I'm a cheater. That's I think that's what he was trying to go for, and I was like, so what you're saying is I'm a winner. Thank you, sir.
Like I said, I mean, we used to make people so mad.
That game was fun to play.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, you're always gonna have haters. You're always gonna do that. Just do what you like. Don't do it for the money. If you think for a second you're gonna make money doing this, you're crazy.
You're probably not.
But when you start making money, keep the same mentality of, man, I'm not making any money. You know, you got to stay humble, I guess. Stay humble, stay hungry.
If I feasibly could.
Yeah.
If I had a very large sum of money saved.
A large sum of $1 million.
Large sum of money. This way I could still, afford to pay my bills, still buy new products or games or equipment, whatever that would need to do. I wholeheartedly, if I felt confident in my ability to do it, and I've considered it many times, I would quit my job because I don't always love it. I'm not going to badmouth my company. My company has done a lot of good things for me, so I would never say my company's trash. It's not true. So I would quit my job and be like, I want to do this, but I would do it
the right way.
I'd do it 7 days a week. I'd be on and as hard as I could every day, just doing this and still doing those two nerds on Sunday. So I guess I'd be on 6 days a week. I would treat this like a 40-hour a week job, 50-hour, 60-hour a week job. That's just what I would do.
I mean, there's people in the month, like I would say the average content creator, bigger names, mind you, was when Ninja was at his peak, he was streaming roughly 12 hours every day. Every day.
I'm realistic though.
But what he did was he did 6-hour intervals. He would work.
I have a job right now that gives me X amount of dollars every 2 weeks, and that's guaranteed. And that X amount of dollars is enough to pay my bills and feed me and do pretty much anything that I want to do.
Yep.
So that's probably why I won't. But if I was put in a hard spot, no lie, I probably would try it. If like I got laid off or something, because I have a little bit of money put away, not a ton, I would be like, you know what? I'm going to spend a month. I'm going to spend 4 to 6 weeks trying this to see if I can get somewhere. And if I can't, let's go get a job.
I mean, I don't blame you. Like I said, I would even give it a little longer. Like I tried to
Depends on how much money you have.
I mean,
you have to survive, right?
Yeah.
You can't go and be like, all right, I have $400 in the bank. I'm a professional streamer now. No, I don't really work like that.
No, I mean, I would say probably a good time frame to see how if you're ever going to make it is start out at nothing. I mean, when you realistically where we're starting at nothing. You sit down and you're like, okay, in 3 months, this is where I want to be. And if I'm not there, I'm going to be not really upset, but like, I want to know, what can I do with it? So like, if I was averaging 1 viewer and I was going to stream 7 days a week.
I watch myself.
That's good. 7 days a week. I have 1 viewer starting out. 3 months from now, I want to have 20. I don't think that's an unrealistic goal.
I don't think that it is either.
But at the same time,
you also have to
do it.
You have to get on and do it. You have to like what you're doing, and I think that you have to at least be semi-entertaining.
Yeah, oh yeah. But and don't get me wrong, you're going to hit fatigue, you're going to go up, you're going to go down. But I think
it's less though, right? All right. So here's the issue that a lot of us have now when you have real jobs and you're trying to do this too. So you go to work and then you come home and then you're like, man, my job is stressful and I hate my life and I want to shoot myself in the face. So then you come home and you're like, you know what? Now I'm going to relax and play games. Oh, wait, this is also like a second job that I have to do because now I don't get to just sit and play my game and have fun. Now I got to be entertaining and have fun. And I think that it takes from you because, I mean, to get a decent amount of night's sleep, you can't stay up all night playing games. So you get home at 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's why I'm the way I am. If you're on by 7, how long can you go? 10, 11 o'clock? And then pretty much you have to get off of the stream and pretty much go to bed so that way you can get up at 6:30 in the morning to go do it all over again.
Yeah, and that's not saying you have any other responsibilities as far
as... Yeah, that's not saying, well, I didn't go to the grocery store this week. Well, I didn't do any laundry this week. Like... You got stuff to do. You got to take your kid to fucking Little League, and you got band practice or whatever. Like it's not realistic. That's why I say I think that if you're gonna do this, you got to do it and treat it like a job.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna do this and I'm just gonna go full time. I'm gonna do it 6-7 days a week. He says I can see that you're highly entertaining. I never could do that myself. Well, thank you. Well, most of my streams are actually pretty fucking boring, but I do better when people are actually in talking, but that's true with everyone.
That's the theory of doing it. So if you're going to do it for 3 months, I would hope you have some kind of. If you're not in the 3 month time frame, I'd say at least averaging 10 people watching you. I think you're doing it wrong.
You're doing something wrong.
You suck. I'm gonna be dead honest
You're
with
either
you.
you're either
You'll never make
really
it.
you're really boring, or
You're-
you're not paying attention to the people that are showing up to watch.
You'll never make it. I mean, like I said, there's definitely one hit wonders in the world. The biggest thing I can say is I think his name's Omatify. This dude made a TikTok of himself. Like I said, other platforms getting out there and branching out other than just the platform I stream on is the perfect thing. This dude on TikTok, no bullshit. For the longest time, he's just kind of posting clips of Fortnite, and then he finally posts one of like his growth as a streamer. He's like, "Oh, in the 4 years I've been streaming, I went from like 0 to 20 viewers," and he says I've been doing it part time. This dude's video blew up. He has 3.2 million likes and over 6 million views on the video. This dude now is a full time streamer, averaging over 265 average viewers. He went from having 20 to one video blowing up, and now he averages 260.
I mean, we know that that's kind of what happens, though. Like,
It could happen.
you get sometimes you get like one good hit, right? You get one person who will blow you up better than you ever could blow yourself up, because maybe they know 7,000 people. They have 7,000 people in their social media, and they shout you out one time,
and you're there.
and then you get even 20 people to go and check you out. That's 20 new eyes that saw you that probably wouldn't have.
Yeah. I'm just boring, and I've tried going back. I mean, yeah, it's cringe at times. Don't get me wrong. Like our editing and our production value is so trash.
Our first couple podcasts were terrible.
Are trash. They're actually really funny to watch. They're more funny to watch because you're like, damn, we were that bad and people watched.
I mean, I think our production value has like been consistently about the same, and I don't think it's gotten any worse. Our biggest things that hurt us is lighting. We have terrible lighting in here.
Mhm.
That's part of the reason why I refer to this place as the dungeon, because dungeons are dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you just got to do it, I think. And if you want to do it, dude, I've watched some of your videos. I don't think your videos are boring. The thing that I got, like when I started doing streaming, the thing that I don't know about you, that I had the hardest time with was when you go back and watch one of your streams, or even part of it, to see like check your volume, to see how your video quality and stuff looks, is the sound of your own voice. It's like nails on a chalkboard.
Not to me. I love my
You
voice.
hate the sound of your voice the first few months that you're streaming.
love it.
I did. I hated it.
I loved it.
Right?
I was like, man. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I was like, man, it kind of sounds bad, but like,
I hated.
but
my
but I
voice.
was like, it wasn't my voice. It was just I have poor audio equipment I was using. I was using like Astro headset, or I wasn't using like RTX voice.
Now I don't mind my voice.
It's like whatever.
I've gotten used to
Honestly, it's numbing. It's numbing now. It's just like whatever.
it. Now people listen to me talk and fall asleep.
Yeah.
Like I have that kind of voice.
Welcome to the ASMR.
So if you're ever like, man, I can't sleep, turn on one of my streams. You will be bored to tears in a matter of minutes, while this voice lulls you into taking your pants off while you're watching me on stream.
And I guarantee it.
Yeah.
That's those two nerds guarantee.
That's a guarantee right there. Oh yeah, I went there. Pants will be off.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, Are you pretty good on your points today?
I think
Because I know we're gonna we can literally keep sitting here saying we got to do it, got to do it, got to do it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think pretty much we're done. So expect some changes. Keep tossing those ideas, suggestions,
Yeah,
things
message
you want
us.
to see, things that you want to do. We're actually, we've talked about it a lot. We're probably gonna open up a Discord. We're gonna take calls, so to speak, so people can actually
Interact with it.
talk to us and not chat to us.
Yeah.
But respect the Discord.
Yeah, respect the rules. But you guys are awesome. Like I said, I'm glad we get to keep showing up here every week to hang out with you guys. You guys are actually absolutely awesome. New people, new faces, old friends. We can't do this without you guys. Like I said, make sure you guys add us on the social media links, twitch.tv/VeerCoach, at Nick Displays Games on Facebook, and then twitch.tv Nick Displays Games on Twitch.
Like, follow, subscribe, share. I mean, you guys know the
Tell your
deal.
grandma, tell your babies, tell the babies that you haven't even made yet. And tell your aunt, uncles, whatever you got to do. Tell your friends.
Yeah,
You-
come check us out.
You guys are awesome. Thank you guys all so much, from Veer Coach to Nick Displays Games.
Nick Displays Games.
We appreciate you, and keep staying classy.
I just feel sad that the show's over.
We're always sad. We miss you.
We don't really want to go. but we're going to because
Taco Bell closes at like 2 a.m.
Taco Bell closes in like 14 hours. So
Yeah. But we love you guys. Thank you guys all so much. Episode 53. New changes coming. What's next for those two nerds? Find out next week
on Dragon Ball Z.
On Dragon Ball Z. Will we beat Vegeta for finally? I don't even know where our mouse is, but we love you. Going to the exit. I forgot you can do everything on your iPad because you're the coolest. Love you guys.